Well, hi there, racing fans, and welcome to another edition of Winning Ways, where Laf and I are doing the business. And I had a good trip, so things are going well. I hear that you told everyone what my problem.
Yeah, listen, James, I had to be upfront with the public.
You can't really. You're not allowed to. You know that you meant some things are meant to be confidential.
Absolutely, and listen, I think you're looking all the better for it.
Well,
it's wonderful to have you back, and good weekend. Can I quickly touch on rugby with you? Springbok All Black, great game.
Do you have to?
We lost, but they had a go. Credit to them, they had a go. They're passionate side, and they made a lot of errors and missed tackles, but still it was a great game for them.
Missed tackles?
Yes.
The last minute of the first half, you got the ball, you get a scrum inside your 22, you got the ball, your forward goes down with the ball. Surely you keep the rolling ball going until you can kick it out and call it a day. No, they kick it straight to the New Zealanders. This is a typical South African rugby. Thank goodness Jake White's coming back.
To the Sharks.
Sharks, that is going to sort out the Sharks. Firstly, there'll be a little bit of commitment in training from them. And we might see a little more of Pat Lambie, because he is the best player around. Not only that he's a my class boy. We had Bill Lambert last week, another my class. There comes a couple of quite famous my class.
There are a few. Yeah. None more so than William of Wembley. But I think it was a fantastic game. And the coach, 2 beers, Heineken, Heineken Miller.
Yeah.
He's a passionate man. I think he might be getting it right.
I think that there are things that need to be tightened up. Tackling, you cannot miss tackles.
Yeah.
When you look at the commitment of the New Zealanders, the All Blacks, they play for 80 minutes.
Yeah.
We are consistently making errors. We've got a brilliant team. There's some absolutely wonderful playmakers, but I really believe when you see Lambie at fly half, rather than
but it's a physical game,
one-dimensional
the kicker.
We might easily have a really, really good team.
But for the neutral out there, I think fantastic rugby, fantastic game, and the whole country in behind them, full stadium, singing, aeroplanes going over. Well done to the All Blacks, but I think we're going the right way. But let's talk about horses, James.
Okay, well, we got 3 to follow, so let's go straight into those. And after that, we're going to be chatting to Tom Callahan in your call.
Cruising Tom,
yeah. So we'll be chatting to him in your call, and on top of that, we've got all the latest racing, big races. There are 4 group races in South Africa and the Arc de Triomphe, which we'll talk about. Right, well, we're going to go to our first race, and that is at Turfentine on Saturday, where we're going to have a look at first-timer Waiho Mowing stepped out, and this looks like a very, very nice filly. Silvana, she went in the 1,000. Little difficult for her, this race was. The winner won from the front under an enterprising ride from Anton Marcus. Let's go and have a look at her.
Yeah, the horse we found is well drawn. It gets out quite well if you consider it gets into about 5th or 6th. It's got the green cap and the darkish colours. Your eventual winner, which is Classic Traveller, is off like a dirty shirt. Arthur Marcus guiding them around and gets out in front. And the horse we found is about 6th or 7th, but incredibly green during the running.
Well, Classic Traveller was backed first time out and ran second in a work riders race, and then came out and won pretty convincingly in the pink colours. But our filly's midfield, green cap, across behind the sort of yellow horse now, the yellow coloured horse, about 6th or 7th, that.
Yeah, I've got a few lanes to find, and as they turn for home, the favourite goes clear and shakes off the Blue Nun. It looks like it's going to win comfortably. But here he comes, big striding Silvana on the outside, very, very dumb. Oh, just pecks, changes leads there, and Kumalo says, get balanced, girl, let's get after the favourite, and it certainly does.
I think this is a very nice filly. The way she closed in on the winner, very, very good indeed, and I think that you'll see more to come from her.
Yeah, Sterling Leaves, be with that one. That's certainly one to follow there.
Right, we're going to the next one. It is Durbanville, and we picked up the first race as well at Durbanville. There was a first-timer that won the race, but we thought that the second horse was very unlucky. Full court, didn't seem to be really balanced the last 200. And maybe just if it had been known a little more about it, would have beaten the good thing in the race.
Yeah, the winner is a horse called Sir Duke. Have a look. This horse is drawn widest of all of them. And I think being this tight circuit, Christopher Puller decides, let's get into the race, which is not a bad idea, but he has to ask her to get over from there. And he's always getting her into this deep position.
It's actually a he.
A he, sorry.
Yeah.
Getting him into a deep position. Thank you, James. And here, 4 deep, but gets it positioned. Now gets it to relax and gets it positioned. I think it's a very good debut by this horse.
Well, the winner is behind in the red cap, Sir Duke, in the Easter colours. This full court is first run for him, and he's out of a Northern Guest mare. He must have been a cheap little horse, this, but he looks like he can run.
The Albert Hall.
A couple of these Albert Halls are starting to win a race or two, so they're quite interesting. They really were as popular as pork sausages. But
here we go. Into the straight now getting pushed along as full court. It's running a good race. Christopher's not panicking. Your winner, as James has alluded to, is in the red cap, also getting punched. They're both getting punched in their hands. Sir Duke, I think, picks it up a bit quicker going through the 400 than the horse we've found. And suddenly, even though the debut runs, gets us a reminder, I thought it was going to win.
Well, Sir Duke looks like he's got a measure. Now flat to the board, Sir Duke, and just under a little backhand ride is full court. And really, the last 50, just didn't really get an act together. Maybe the rest ran a bit close to it, but this might be a horse that would be able to win next time, I would think.
Yeah.
Certainly better drawn in the right type of race. Looks like he'll probably go a little further, like a 1400 or 1600, but he'd be there or thereabouts. The third one we found was at Clarewood, so we got the full spectrum, the whole of South Africa, and we go to the first race at Clarewood. Now the course was running very much better on the outside of Clarewood yesterday, and there was a tremendous headwind, but this was a first timer and well bred by Thunder Gulch. Let's go and have a look at Stormy Cat.
Yeah, this is the Argentinian horse, and there it is there, big white-faced, and I think the rider of the horse, which is Emily Windell, realizes the better ground is on the outside. If one considers the last 5 home were drawn 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6, so you have to be towards central or outside, and it's right out of the race. It's at the back. You can see the white-faced and the blue silks, and it's got a lot of ground to make up because Salander's going very, very quickly up, leading along. And the eventual winner is the grey horse, which is about 5th, beautifully placed by Anthony, waiting to pounce. But on the outside is the horse that we've found, Stormy Cat.
Nice to see Peter White with a runner down here with KwaZulu-Natal trainer Corinne Bestel, and came out and won first time of asking, so that's great. He's always been a great Joburg supporter.
He's a wonderful supporter of the game, Peter. A very, very nice person, a nice man. He seems to have lady trainers. Yeah. Good for him, and Corinne's done a good job with this horse. Wins a good race. But the horse we found, here it comes.
Well, Alec's a bit of a tart,
Sorry?
Alec Laird's a bit of a tart, but anyway,
yeah, correct.
Let's run a cracking race to run second.
Yeah.
But I'll put you right off your stride, didn't I?
No,
because you seems to have lady trainers, so
yeah.
I had to pick on young Al.
Young Alec.
Yeah.
Yeah, but well done to Peter, nice to winner. But the follow the runner-up, Stormy Cat. This runs a very good race. As you can see, just about last, if you take out the horse that was tailed off, runs a very good race.
Well, ready to run sales is the big thing of the week, and there's all types of gallops this week and next week. We'll chat to you about those in current affairs, but just have a good look at what's going on as far as the Thoroughbred Breeders Association is concerned with the 3 million rand.
Go to their website, Go to their website. You can have a look, tba.co.za. They've sold, they're going to race for 3 million rand this sale. 3 gallops coming up. As you said, we'll talk about it later.
Behind the beauty and excitement of horse racing, there is drudgery. For every boy who graduates to the rainbow silver jockey, there are scores who stay in the shabby sweater of the stable lad. Boys who sign on with racing stables are drawn by the romantic success of such as Lester Piggott, England's champion jockey, by the dream of sitting on the favourite in a great race.
They're under starters orders.
They're off in the 2,000 guineas, and the first to show is So Blessed. So Blessed from Ray Marley, Patingo towards the near side, then comes Lucky Finish and Connaught, and then on the far side of Connaught is Lorenzaccio, and So Blessed in the sheepskin noseband is making it from Ray Marley in second, Connaught is third, Patingo four, spot the blue colours with the white hoop, and then comes Lucky Finish. On the left of Lucky Finish there on the inside is Dalry, and then Jimmy Reppin and So Blessed taking him along. So Blessed in the sheepskin noseband from Dalry over on the far side, the light colours and the red cap, and then comes the black colours and the red cap of Connaught, and then Patingo towards the near side, and So Blessed really taking him along now. He's striding along like a real sprinter. So Blessed from Patingo, Chaps lad showing there on the right, the yellow colours with the black hoops, then Connaught on the inside. Behind Connaught is Lucky Finish, and then comes Jimmy Rapid, and Saraiva really got it to do now. And as they hit the rising ground, so with an electrifying burst, Saraiva coming there, Saraiva on the far side. So Blessed, the sheepskin noseband, the white face of Patingo showing there, and now it's a duel as So Blessed weakens between Saraiva and Patingo, and as Saraiva hits the rising ground, he's lengthening his stride like a great horse. He's pounding up the hill now, and Saraiva going away from Patingo in second, Jimmy Rapid third, and that's the order of the race to the line. Saraiva the winner, Patingo is second, and Jimmy Rapid third.
In the first of the 5 English classics of 1968, Piggott has emphasized that he's not only a great rider of horses, but a great judge of them. Offer the choice of Patingo or Sir Ivor, he has chosen wisely and ridden brilliantly. It is the beginning of one of the most remarkable partnerships in the history of the turf.
Right, head neck off. Piggott trained by Mr. M.B. O'Brien in Ireland. And go.
Trained M.B. O'Brien in Ireland. Just about the most impressive credentials a horse can have.
Well, there you go. Lester Piggott, Saraiva.
What a racehorse, James.
Isn't it beautiful watching these old, productions and you know, Johnny Frankham, he's said we can use him, which is great. You know, just
It's fantastic to see
stuff,
it. You know, what a racehorse. The forming in those days was a little different to what it is today, James.
Well, they didn't have quite the equipment that Andrew Bond and the boys have got, but great watching Saraiva. Let's go and have a look at the plum of the week.
Roy, though, skipped away from them by 2 or 3 lengths and has gone clear of the opposition. Cherry tries to run on time for change, perfect circle, but it's Roy over the last 100 metres, and Roy is going on to score. The second position is going to go to Cherished. Third place, that will go to Rumbling Lion, and then perfect circle.
Roy. Well, there you go. 5-1 to 33-10 on Interbet. You could have got 33-10 at any time. The bookmakers' prices we're not sure about, but we think it was the best was about 28-10. So you're getting almost half a point better with Interbet.
Yeah.
And he was worth having a bet on this horse.
Yeah, he's a fast-net rock. He'd had the 2 sprints. He's always been a burly horse and a deceptive horse to look at, to work out of how fit he was. And he'd run close to the favourite in his debut run. And now going over this trip, you know, I thought he looked the horse to beat.
I think Roy Maudley bought him as a weanling at the sales. I think no one wanted him because he had very bad front legs, and they've taken their time, and he might be a very nice horse.
He might be a very nice horse over ground. Fastnet Rock, you know, you've got to pay just to get a service, never mind to get a good one.
Right, well, let's go and have a look at current affairs.
Right, welcome to another edition of Current Affairs. As James has said earlier in the show, we have 4 group races run around the country, and also we're going to talk about the famous race, the Arc de Triomphe, and showing again that fillies can hold their own anywhere in the world, as they have been doing for the last decade. But James, before that, big news is the Ready to Run.
Yeah, the Ready to Run is the business. It comes at the first week in November, and we've got the gallops. Now, the gallops are the 9th at Turfentine, which is this week. Turfentine, you've got the gallop. 11th at Summer Hill. That's always a good one. Lovely food and absolutely fantastic.
Good panel. They get a panel to talk.
Yeah, they've got all these professors.
Professors, celebrity professors.
Professors of horse racing.
That's right.
I don't think that Fat Man will be there this year.
Won't he?
No, Fat Man.
Well, Fat Man, you've taken 2 off the panel now.
Yeah. So
but I think you mean Mark de Kock.
Yeah.
The fat boy.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
He's swanning around Europe buying the top price horses at sales. You know, they've had a wonderful go at Goffs, and
so
he's getting horses ready for Champions Day.
Yes,
That's what he's getting ready for. So that's going to be huge. And then the 18th at Balmoral's having their gallops at Yellow Star Stud. So if you'd like to go to the gallops, anyone can go. There's no entrance fee. You just get in your car, go across there. They'll give you a lovely lunch. Go and have a look at the horses.
And you know, but both of them, it's nice to see that Balmoral is stepping up. They've pushed a lot of horses.
They've got about 60.
60. It's well done to Balmoral, and it's good to see they're getting a big a bunch of horses for this Ready to Run. Mickey, as usual, has got a great a group of horses going forward. And there's some wonderfully bred horses going, James.
Yeah, and 3 million for the first time ever. 3 million for this sale, and that's a huge sweepstake. It's a like a 200 ticketer, you know, because you buy one of the 200 horses, and you could end up in the mix. And when you look through the Roll of Honor, Smangaliso was a cheap filly. She won it one of the first years. There were a couple of them. Jordan was.
I know Herbert Mulholland bought, I think it was Red Barrel.
Yeah.
He went for that and that one. So, and I remember the one year, Graham Hawkins.
Yeah.
He was on the button with these selections. It's good to hear them. There's some knowledgeable people giving you a bit of a guideline, and it's a wonderful, wonderful sale. It's a wonderful concept that works worldwide now.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're going to take a break, Laf, because we've got racing coming up, and we'll be back with the rest of Current Affairs. Well, here we go. We're back at Current Affairs, and some Group 3s, just the start of the Joburg season and the Cape season. We're going to go and have a look at the first one with the Johannesburg Spring fillies and mares, and what a race this turned out to be. The older fillies against the younger ones. Let's go and have a look at it.
About to turn for home. Queen Eliza leads him into the straight for the Joburg Spring Fillies and Mares challenge from Fanzine, who's quick to challenge the outside. Lady Tatty's down the inside. Ella Bella is starting to move in down the centre of the track. Has only got 2 lengths to go. Then Eskimo in. Classic Illusion Athena down the inside. 2:50 to go, and Ella Bella strikes the front. It's the grey filly, Ella Bella, 2 lengths clear. Classic Illusion, Lady Tatty is down the inside. Ella Bella, Athena is coming from the clouds. Ella Bella, Athena is flying down the inside. Ella Bella from Athena, Ella Bella. The classy filly has beaten home Athena.
Phew, what a great race, and a very good race for Wilgebosdrift and Mary Slack, James. Very good run by Athena.
Yeah, Athena gave Illabella a bit of start and got a bit of weight from her, so it was a fantastic run from her. I think that she'd been a little closer. She wins, and she wins well. Jay Somers always thought the world of this filly, and that shows how good she is, because Illabella's up there with the best fillies around.
Yeah, she is. She showed it in the Group 1 here. She was still very young when she ran in the Group 1 Malia. Well done to Joey, good run, and of course, well done to Winning Connections.
Right, we're going to go and have a look at the next one, which is the Spring Challenge. And Patala Palace, you've got to say, Michael Azzi, one of the most charismatic guys on this planet, okay, has always believed in this horse. He's got him back. He looked like he was washed up on the mine dump at Turfentine, but he came back, and what a ride, enterprising ride from Gavin Larena.
Further back, and then comes Linkman, who's 8 lengths off them. Down the strip they come, down the elbow with 600 metres left to go. Patala Palace and the Joburg Spring Challenge leads them in a length from Wagner across the inside. Then comes Royal Bencher. Love Struck is angling out to the outside, starting to move in. In behind that American Storm and Arctic Sun further back. Depardieu's down the inside. Patala Palace comes down to the 200, the leader. On the outside is Love Struck, then American Storm. Arctic Sun on the outside, but it's Patala Palace with the advantage. Wagner is down the inside. Patala Palace has come back strong. Patala Palace will win the Joburg Spring Challenge. Comes back for the Asman. Second, possibly Linkman or...
Well, there we go, as James said, back to his best. And I actually had a chat with Michael after the race, and he said they've had problems. They're very pleased to get the son of Sinkspiel right back where he belongs. He's very good on his day, James.
Yeah, I think that, you know, the disappointment of the race got to be your ex-horse, Love Struck. Everyone thought he was a good thing. He looked like he was the right horse. But even second run after rest probably catches some of those big guys that think that doesn't. Yeah. But he didn't run any type of race in there.
He wasn't beaten for.
And Wagner ran it. Well, you know, when you start looking at the horses around him, Wagner ran a crack race. Linkman ran from the back of the field.
Yeah, James, in the first 5, I think there were 3 Group 1 winners, you know. Yeah. It was potentially a good race. Horses coming back from breaks, and I was very impressed with Wagner.
Yeah, I thought that he ran a cracking good race over a distance way short of his best. So lots of excitement coming as far as the big seasons going in Johannesburg. But before then, we go to Cape Town and see some excitement here. This was the reintroduction, the matchum of Cape Town Noir. Now, everyone, Willie, was he this, that, and the other? Well, he showed what he was. Let's go and have a look at Cape Town Noir.
From last and racing at the back, we got Ashton Park after that slow start, sitting 14 lengths off that leader as heads turn for home. 600 metres left to go in the Kuna Insurance Matcham Stakes. Terminator guides the field for home, goes a couple of lengths clear. Up there in second on the outside, we got Count's Rocket. Towards the inside, Ace Antonius Villa de Lago. Cape Town Noir's got a dream run up the middle, and he's starting to pick them off nicely in the middle. Back towards the inside, half minute till us the end of the final 300. Terminator, Ace Antonius, but look left, here comes Cape Town Noir, and Cape Town Noir gets driven into the lead with 150 metres left to go, and already he's starting to stretch away from them. Cape Town Noir comes home, hands and heels to win it easy. Second place is close, Zambezi Torrent, Villa de Lago, and Terminator in a photo.
There we go, and what a race was. Cape Town Noir, we said it. He had left Cape Town with an incredible record. Group 1s under the belt. He'd come up here and he'd run well. He'd won up in KZN. And he'd run some decent races, James. But, phew, Queen's Plate. Who's going to beat him in the Queen's Plate, James?
Well, this is the discussion. And I'm sure he'll win the Queen's Plate. He's just the best horse around at this type of distance.
He's a superb miler. He's won a derby, albeit over 10 furlong, and well done to Dean Canamere. He brings him back with stuff left in the tank, but just destroyed this field.
Well, the interesting thing is that the Matcham Stakes has often been won by 3-year-olds. The 3-year-olds have shown that they might be better than the older horses, but this might not be the case here, because the second horse, Zambezi Torrent, I think is a very good horse. He won a little listed up here in Johannesburg, in KwaZulu-Natal over the season, and he's shown that he's not far off the best 3-year-olds around, but this horse destroyed him.
Played with them.
Yeah,
played with the rest of them. There was a scramble on for second, and well done to Lady Laidlaw, Dean Canamere, to Carl Nisius. Nice to see him back.
Where did he go?
He got injured.
Oh, did he? Good luck to Carl.
Yeah, good luck to him. He's back as well. So good luck to all of them. This was a performance of the highest order, and going to be a big Cape season for this horse.
Well, then the next race is the Diana Stakes, and that's the weight for age for 3- and 4-year-olds. And they go the 7 furlongs at Durbanville. That was the big feature in Cape Town for the fillies. Let's go and have a look at this lot, because this looked very good.
On the outside of Hammy's Hooker, leaving Jet Supreme and Nunkip Poo, the two at the back as they straighten up. 600 metres left to go in the Diana Stakes. Woodnymph has guided the field for home from Intimate Connection. Then we got Captain of My Soul going for a split on the rail. Between runners we got Maximum Jet, Nonkipu and Hamizuka is now coming through between runners as they enter the final 300. Captain of My Soul, Maximum Jet, Hamizuka enter the clear and she's starting a run as they enter the final 200. Intimate Connection deeper out, then comes Fly By Night into the final 150 and Hamizuka gets driven into the lead into the final 50 and you can put the number in the frame. Hamizuka from Captain of My Soul, Jet Supreme and Maximum Jet.
Yeah, another wonderful performance by Hamizuka. Time to perfection, punched out and beat them, got the Diana under the belt. James, what did you think?
Yes, interesting what Walter had to say after the race. He said, well, he thinks that this was the great start because he wants to go for the Paddock Stakes and then the Garden Province in KwaZulu-Natal, which was insightful from him because, you know, Walter's been of the opinion that maybe KwaZulu-Natal's not his favourite stomping ground. Well, he mentioned in one breath that, you know, he's coming back for the season.
Listen, how can it not be his stomping ground? He's got the Vodacom Durban July in his cabinet at home. Walter's.
I'd be so depressed if he didn't come to.
Oh, it wouldn't be the same.
Can you imagine? You know?
Walter's a great trainer.
No, but he's a great golfer.
That's what you like about him.
Yeah.
I like.
I think he's.
I like it.
I just think he's another trainer. But
I like it when him and Carol come and sit at my table and we drink a bit of Alexander from Turfentine and we talk horses. He's a knowledgeable man, and don't forget he just sent his horse, one of his horses to stud as a stallion. What a winter. Now Walter will be back stronger than ever.
Okay, well, he said that he's coming back for the big race, the Garden Province with this filly, and that's what her program is. Paddock Stakes.
Is she good enough to win the Paddock Stakes?
Yeah, this filly's good.
Would she bump the 3-year-olds?
Yeah, and I think that, you know, there was a 3-year-old ran in the races, won his last two, Omatakia, Glenn Cotson's filly, and that was well beaten by.
But I think along came Polly, if I'm not mistaken, could be going down there. I know Gavin's going down.
She's definitely going down.
Along came Polly.
Well, we'll see how good the 3-year-olds are. You know.
Michael's got a good 3-year-old too, or Walter as you call him. He's got a good 3-year-old. I think it ran 4th or 5th in that Group 1.
Yeah.
I think he owns it for the Eustis.
Listen, there are a lot of nice 3-year-olds around, but whether they'll beat this filly, I'm not so sure. She won her first 3 Hamizuka and then sort of lost her way. But, you know, she hasn't won since she won those first 3.
Was she runner up to Ramya?
Yeah.
That was Group 1.
Yeah. So
she's a very good filly.
So we'll see. She's a trippy.
Yeah.
And Somfleet breeder, which was interesting, the vets.
Good stud. Very good stud.
Very good win from her. I thought exceptional win. Let's go and have a look at the next one is the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe, which I think is the biggest race on the calendar. In my opinion, that is the race that culminates the end of the European season, and the best horses from all over the world go there to try and race. The only horse missing would be Wise Dan from America. He got beaten in America, so he's not even worth thinking about. But Orfeo from Japan was expected to go and win it. Jumped up against a 3-year-old filly of Critique Heads called Treve. Let's go and have a look.
Gamoth puppies as they race down past the halfway stage. Spirit Courts leading from Jawala, and then Hamza against the rails. Just in behind those is Cat Call in the white jacket, red sleeves coming there very strongly. Reckless Abandon right over the far side from us. Mosse in the dark blue jacket with a chance. Cat Call, Jawala, Reckless Abandon and Hamza with Marek, a red jacket, a white cap trying to get through. Cat Call is in front though. Marek is mowing it down as they come towards the line. Marek gets to Cat Call. Hamza and Jawala were behind those in 3rd and 4th places from Ladies Are Forever and then Soul Power.
Well, there was the Prix de l'Abbé. With the bonus of showing you the biggest sprint, and Marek, what a flying finish. James, you know how fast these horses were going? I think 57.5 in that ground. But this was the race that initially Shay was contemplating racing in.
I don't really know why I didn't go for this race, but maybe he's getting ready for Champions Day. Maybe it was a better race for him. But this horse that won this race, Marek, he didn't look like he's good enough. Darragh O'Donoghue rode him he's an Irish trained horse, and trained by Laylaw. I think his name is Brian Laylaw.
Oh, Brian Laylaw.
Yeah, he's an Irishman. And this horse really hadn't been Group 1 potential. He'd won a Group 3, he'd won a Group 2. But he ended up beating him, another unheard of. And I'm not so sure Shay, the way this race was run, wouldn't have been able to win it. But
I
anyway.
heard a whisper that Shay's going for the big Ascot Day.
Yeah.
Where he ran such a great race.
Champions Day at Ascot.
Yeah.
But it's always great seeing the Prix de l'Abbé. We've had a couple of
years ago. Val won the Prix de l'Abbé.
And I've run a couple of horses that stand in this country that ran well in the Prix de l'Abbé. So Val was a winner of this race and shown what a stallion he's turned out to be. But I think this was the gelding that won this race. And we're going to move on. And as I sort of gave the big preview, Orfèvre Trèves. Let's go and have a look at the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe.
Vango's taken second place towards the outside of Penglai Pavilion. Intello's behind these, and they're followed by Going Somewhere. The yellow jacket is showing in fifth place. Intello is with this. Orfèvre look to the right. Yellow and black on the sleeves, red cap, six behind him. Meanders quickly dropping through the field. They're into the false straight now. Trev is on the right in a grey jacket. Kazuda's one from the right, the blue and red colours. Ruler of the World's making progress on the outside of Flintshire, but it's Joshua Tree who still leads as they head towards home. Okavango in second. Look at Trev. Here she comes now into third place. Intello's there in Orfèvre and Kazuna, the two Japanese raiders trying to come with their challengers. But it's still Joshua Tree well into the straight. Trev though, Thierry Johnny in the grey jacket. She's cruised through to the lead. Orfèvre's after her. Intello is coming as well. Kazuna behind that, but Trev is clear with 200 metres to go. Intello, Orfèvre, Kazuna are battling out position, second, third and fourth. There is no catching Trev. She has romped away with the arc. A third win for Thierry Johnny. She remains unbeaten and she smashed into pieces. A fantastic win. Orfèvre, I think, has got second from me.
There we go. Remains unbeaten, the young filly, and she really quickened away from him and beat a very good field, James.
Yeah, she's by Motivator, the English Derby winner, and he was owned by that big syndicate, okay? He's by
Ascot Racing.
Yeah, he's by Monsieur, and Motivator stands at the Head Stud Farm, Harris Quesnay. Now, this filly was bred there by the Heads, okay, and is raced by one of the Qatar sheikhs.
Oh, good.
Qatar Joanne someone or other, Sheikh Joanne someone or other, but I'm not sure of his, it was quite a long name.
Yes.
But he's one of the new forces in racing, and he said it just was unbelievable to win this race.
James, I was told this morning that Frankie was supposed to ride this horse.
Yeah, Frankie was down. It was Frankie's ride.
Yeah, and a horse he rode during the week just swerved. Mace was telling me it just swerved, he fell off and he landed wrongly and he couldn't ride.
He broke his ankle, Frankie.
That's a blow, eh?
Well, funny enough, you talk about Mace telling you that. Mace told us yesterday when we were watching this race about him when he broke his ankle in Japan. And he said he got a special boot, one of those jump jockey's boots made, because he wasn't going to miss out on the money he was going to make. He rode with a broken ankle for 3 weeks in Japan. We asked him where the money was. He was quite sheepish, you know.
Yeah,
but don't worry.
That's what he invested in.
Yeah.
Capital.
I think he's somewhere, you know. Don't worry. Young Mace, it was interesting. And he's standing there watching this race with us yesterday and saying, that Thierry Jodet, he's a grandfather, he's like me. I should go back to riding. I'd be able to, and I think he would. He'd probably be able to ride with any of them.
Yeah.
But Thierry Jodet's, I think he won the ARC about 20 years ago, was his first ARC winner. And then he's won it twice already.
He had a good day. He won another Group 1 or 2. The Opera, I think he won.
Yeah. And just shows you, he picked up the ride and he did nothing wrong on that filly. And the Japanese horse, which was supposedly the business, followed him through, but absolutely had no answer.
And again, do you know what's interesting, James, is again this dominance of fillies.
Well,
the last decade.
I think it's all started with Allez France, might have been the first one.
Yeah, they were the Allez France and Dahlia were exceptional. But do you remember the let's go from the year of Zenyatta to this one. In between, you'd have just even horses like Black Caviar, horses like Igugu, dominating Group 1s all over the world, all distances, an amazing run with the fillies, and they just don't look like they're stopping.
Well, just talking about Black Caviar, I see that she was voted Horse of the Year again in Australia, third year in a row. So, and coming back to the fillies, Laff, you really got a point there, because there are some unbelievable fillies, and when you get one that is really good, They'll beat anything.
They'll beat anything. Zenyatta proved it, as you said, Black Caviar. You know, there's some really, and now the Arc, there's been a few fillies win the Arc.
I feel sorry for the Japs. They came over to win it, and they brought the Derby winner from Japan, and he ran 4th in the race. The horse that ran 3rd was Intella. I think he won the Irish Derby.
Very good horse.
So, you know, it was a race packed with class. A ruler of the world, English Derby, never even got a blow into the race. And it just looked like one of those races, you know, that's amazing.
Yeah, just talking about horses coming back, was it Cirque d'Anglais won again? He came back, the gelding.
3rd in a row. He won the Prix Dollar. He's won it now 3 times in a row, Cirque d'Anglais. Wise Dan got beaten in America.
Amazingly, he's horse of the year there.
Well, he got beaten in a mile at Keeneland, and it was a Group 1, but the horse got away from him on the lead, and he didn't have a great ride or run around the track. He was caught a bit wide and never got to the front runner. But he's prepping for the Breeders' Cup. You see, the Breeders' Cup's coming up now, and a lot of these horses are getting ready for the Breeders' Cup. It's quite interesting to watch what's going on.
Would you know where it is this year? Is it Keeneland?
I'm not
we've
sure.
We've had a couple of Santronitas who went back to back.
Yeah.
I wonder where the Breeders' Cup is this year. Yeah. So again, the English, the Irish, the French, they'll go out there. I wonder if this Arc horse will look at something. Is there something for it?
Yeah, normally they don't go from there. And Treve, I would have thought, as a 3-year-old, she won the French Oaks, the Prix Diane. She won the Prix Vermeil. 2008 was the last filly that won the Prix Vermeil and the Arc.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of her name. Was it Sagava?
I don't know.
Might have been. Anyway, and it just shows you that these fillies go through the fillies races. She was 5 unbeaten when she came into this race. But they all thought, well, you know, she's up against the best older horses in the world. And this horse, Ferv, won the Prix Foy, I think it was. He absolutely doddled it, you know. And there was the Prix Neil winner in the race. Yeah. As I say, the English Derby winner, Irish Derby winner. You can't get better. There was Meandra, the Kazakhstan horse. He's a top horse owned by...
a very good race, James.
Roman Kazmarov, the president of Chechnya.
Yes, that's right.
And
where did he finish? Down the field?
He finished down the field. And these horses, they're well beaten. And interesting watching the race, if you can get to watch the whole race. It didn't look like they went any gallop in the early part. Normally they go. Yeah. And they didn't look like they went any gallop. And that might have actually caused O'Ferv not to be able to quicken like he normally does.
That's right. Well, there we go. We know that we're talking about fillies. I think in the last 10 years, 3 fillies have won the Vodacom Durban July. So, yeah, just on a sadder note, we'd like to extend our condolences to the Johnson family, Ben Johnson, and losing his wife.
It was tragic, absolutely tragic. Yeah.
Tragic. Yeah. And wonderful, wonderful man. Done so much for racing, with the academy, with racing. He never misses a race meeting. And Sue, who tragically and unexpectedly passed away. Our thoughts are with every single one of you, even Nick, who owns a few horses, and very sad time.
Yeah, it is terrible when this type of thing happens, and unfortunately, Laf, the trouble with us is that we're getting closer and closer to, you know, losing friends, and you've lost friends, I've lost friends, but I look at my father, he says he's got no friends left, you know.
Yeah, can you imagine?
He's still alive.
How old's your father?
90 years old, so can you imagine, you know?
Yeah.
All his mate Jaffe and all those guys, Beck and all that. They're all gone. You know? But this was really tragic, and as you say, our thoughts and prayers to the family. But just getting back to racing, ready to run sale. Don't miss the gallops. If you want to go and have a look at what's going on, any one of the 3 places. I'll just give you the dates again. 9th at Turfentine, 11th at Summerhill, 18th at Yellow Star Stud. Those are the big gallops for the 3 million rand ready to run sale. We're going to be chatting to
Cruising Tom Callaghan.
Tom Callaghan. Apparently, he's the only Irish Dutchman in this country.
That's true, and he's been doing his work. He's been out there grafting and getting everyone interested, and he's going to tell us a lot more about the sale.
Well, as you know, the integral part of the racehorse industry is the selling of young horses and old horses, and we have got to be very, very careful as how we go about this. And the Thoroughbred Breeders Association have been in operation for the last over 100 years. They have sold horses at all types of sales, all types of venues, and they continue to do so successfully. We have with us today the Chief Executive Officer of the Thoroughbred Breeders Association, Tom Callahan. Nice to have you with us, Tom.
James, how nice to see you again.
Your business is a growing business.
Absolutely. Well, it's been an amazing year, or 18 months, should I say. We've been through some very tough times. But the uptick in the global bloodstock market is being replicated by us in South Africa, and we're very excited about it.
One of the big sales is obviously the Ready to Run, and that's why we're chatting. This has now become a flagship benchmark sale for you guys.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's been going for many years, but it just goes from strength to strength. And if you look at our catalogue this year, I mean, the quality of bloodstock on sale is phenomenal, as it was last year. If you look at the field for the Ready to Run log, which is obviously the log for the big race that's going to be happening in between the sale days, and the quality of horses, the merit ratings have gone up 10 points, and you know, it's just getting stronger and stronger. So it's not all about, you know, the marketing ploy of a big race, but it's actually top quality horses that we're selling. And it's also an international trend. And if you look at, you know, other sales companies around the world, they're all using and focusing on these breeze up sales, which they're called overseas, more and more as part of their sales strategy.
Was there a discussion amongst the NHA that there should be no closed races or no more closed races? Are they trying to stop this type of thing?
There's going to be some changes to the amount of closed races that are put on. The current ones, the restricted races for sales, are going to stay as per normal, but there will be an announcement made pretty soon where there can't just be proliferation of races, because they do feel that it takes away elements from the current racing program. So there is an announcement that's going to be made, but the current restricted race, which our big one is obviously the Empress Palace Ready to Run Cup, that does stay.
Empress Palace have been the great contributors and supporters of the Thoroughbred Breeders Association. You have a great synergy with them.
No, absolutely. We've got a fairly similar client. You know, for people who work in horse racing and say they're not gamblers, that's a bit of a joke. You know, a breeder gambles every day about putting the right mare to the right stallion and hopefully producing a decent horse. And you know, it is definitely a great synergy and fit with the brand. Also the people, Bob Yerum, the Chief Operating Officer who heads up that business, he's a great leader and a great support of the industry. And obviously our Ready to Run Cup is a big milestone in our calendar, but it's a great weekend of racing or day of racing in Johannesburg with the Empress Palace Charity Mile, which happens on the 2nd of November.
Okay, let's go back to last year's Empress Palace Ready to Run, and it was won by a very expensive horse.
Yes, it was won by a horse called Rock of Arts for Wyoming and the Chinsamis, and you could hear it from a mile away. It was an amazing experience. He won the race. We've got one or two Australian bred horses that are going to be vying for top honours this year, but I have a sneaking suspicion this year is going to be a homegrown talent.
Who do you think?
I can't say. I'm a terrible bettor.
Yeah, so you are a gambler as well.
Terrible. The only person I gamble with is Greg Inian, who actually I just give him the money and he bets because he knows a bit more than I do. But I do love obviously getting involved.
Is that because you notice the Rolls Royces he drives around in that big flash complex that he's got on Clifton Beach?
It's amazing, but that's actually from his singing. He moonlights a lot as a karaoke artist, and I think that's where he made his money.
Well, he must have made it somewhere because he certainly never made it as a bettor. And I think that we could put you in the right direction of a few better bettors.
No,
all right.
There's some top quality horses. Our log is on our website. You know, please encourage people to follow it. It's part of the build up to the sale. And we've got some very nice fillies and then one or two monster colts that are coming out and coming through the ranks. So it's quite an exciting time for owners and trainers who've been part of the process for the last year.
All right, let's get to this year's Ready to Run sale. 2nd of November, you said the date is?
That's the race. The sale is on the Friday.
Yeah.
It's Friday afternoon at 4 o'clock, and the Sunday starts at 2 o'clock. So it does.
How many lots have you got on the sale?
We've got 248 lots this year. So we're selling more horses. We've got a greater breadth and variety. We're trying to attract a wider spread base of clients, and hence we've got a bigger catalogue this year. And there's definitely, I know it's a cliche of note, but there is something for everyone. There really is something at every level of purchasing power. So I encourage people to come along. It's a great event, and we're going to be doing an even better job this year to make it a really amazing theatre and a sale that people. It's a great sale to bring new people to, James. Last year we had quite a few new buyers, and it really does have something very special about it. You're racing for a huge pot, which last year was 2.5 million rand, and this year we've pushed up to 3 million rand. So it's a big stake.
All right, let's go to the nuts and bolts of it, because the ready-to-run sale is about seeing horses that are ready to run.
Yeah.
Where can people watch these?
This year we are changing things slightly. We normally gallop most of the horses at Summerhill, at the most amazing venue ever to watch horses gallop. I don't know whether you've been there. It really is phenomenal. We'll be splitting the gallops this year between Summerhill and Yellow Star Stud, who are putting on the gallops for Balmoral Stud. Balmoral is one of our other major consigners in the ready-to-run sale, and she'll be galloping about 60 horses on the 18th of October, which is a Friday, at Yellow Star Stud. They're right next door to each other, so they've come up with a partnership deal.
And Yellow Star's got facilities because they train their horses from there. I know Chris Erasmus trains the horses from there.
They've got world-class facilities, and of course de Klerk's been extremely generous in helping us. We're galloping on that number of horses on Summerhill track is impossible, especially since it is going to rain. That's apparently just a given every year.
Yeah.
So we are splitting them, and we're also going to be galloping some horses that are prepared in Johannesburg at Turfentine. So there's 3 different gallops. The 9th is Turfentine at 1 o'clock at lunchtime. The 11th is Summerhill starting at 11 o'clock, and the 18th is Balmoral starting at 11. And there's no such thing as a free lunch, obviously, but we'd love people to come along for the free lunch. Just after lunch, about the 2nd of November or 1st November, it starts paying for itself, hopefully.
Well, the point is that people have got to get out to see these horses gallop. If you can't get there to watch them gallop, how do you facilitate those people, Tom?
Traditionally, we deliver CDs to all of our clients, and that is not going to stop. We've got people who've got CDs going back many years. They keep them, and it's just fascinating how people, they go back and look at horses that are performing now on the track, and why did I miss that? And so we will be producing a CD. What we're also going to be doing this year, which is slightly different, is about 48 hours after each gallop, we will be putting them live on our website, tba.coza. Well, putting a clip on our website so people can go and look at the gallops pretty much 24 to 48 hours maximum after the gallops. And then we will produce a CD about 2 weeks before the actual sale. So that will get distributed to the racing centres and to most of our clients' on our database.
There have been some new changes, and I know that Balmoral told me that they are going to X-ray all their horses and have X-rays available for their horses.
Yes.
So that's a huge innovation for a ready-to-run sale.
No, absolutely. I think one thing that has definitely happened that's changing the playing fields totally with the sale is the quality of consigners. There's some very serious people involved. Not only Summerhill, who's been a stalwart of the sale. People like Balmoral coming through. She's got a huge draft of horses, and she's just trying to do things differently. This is her core business, and Nicola is well known for turning out horses impeccably, and obviously preparing them in a way that they are ready to race. Other consigners, like Ambleway and Far End Training, brilliant horse people, and I think it's just great for the sale that people have got a level of confidence that they can come to the sale and buy a horse that hasn't been pushed too hard, and potentially has issues that will affect its racing career.
Who are the Joburg consigners? Who do you have that are going to gallop at Turfentine?
It's mainly some trainers who are preparing for some of their owners. We will have about 15 or 20 odd horses. The majority are down at Balmoral and Summerhill.
I know Louis Goosen did it for a number of years. Is he still involved?
Yeah, he does. He's going to do 1 or 2, and there's some great. Joe Somer did some last year. I know he's doing 1 or 2 this year. He's extremely good. I don't know whether you saw Joe's horses last year. They were unbelievable. So it facilitates clients who do own horses in Johannesburg and don't want to come down to Natal. But we do encourage people to come along for the day. It's a great day out, and it's a day in the Midlands is hard to beat. So we encourage people to come along.
All right, let's go TBA as a business. Internationally, are you making any inroads? Because obviously internationally, if we could get into markets like China, which we saw had their first meeting the other day.
Yeah. Listen, it's our biggest issue, the holy grail of breeding in our country is this export protocol. We are challenged unbelievably, as you are well aware, and unfortunately it's something that we're dealing with and really does affect us. But the resilience of racing people just totally beggars belief. I mean, Mike de Kock planning years in advance pretty much, to get a horse out 6 months. He's doing it. We have got some horses. There's a big consignment of horses in Mauritius at the moment for Mike and 1 or 2 other trainers that are taking horses overseas. So, we've sold some top quality yearlings that are going over to Singapore, and 1 or 2 horses that have been test driven here for Tony Millard. They're now going overseas. People love our horses. I mean, it's just amazing to hear when the value equation is totally, people are very obvious, it's evident to them. But unfortunately, 6 months is a long time to wait. However, we do have it's trickling, it's going, and we've got some great horses performing, like in Hong Kong, Cerise Cherry won the other day. And then obviously the clan of Mike de Kock's, they continue to impress around the globe. And you know what, we've got to hang on to the good news stories, because there's a lot of hard luck stories. But it's a battle that we're not giving up, and we're galvanizing and pretty much readdressing the way we're approaching this whole export protocol, which a lot of it is government-led. We're trying to use our contacts and our network to try and get government on our side, and that's something that we had a parliamentary meeting a week or 2 ago. I'm sure you've heard about that, and I know Robin Brust did an amazing speech that is hopefully going to galvanize quite a lot of support from the trade and industry part of the government.
So things basically are slow, but there could be a turnaround.
Well, I tell you what, one of our amazing yardsticks is technology, our website. If you go and look where people are viewing us from, it's just amazing, the countries, all the big racing countries. And, close to sales, the viewership goes up. So, yes, people are keeping an eye on us, there's no doubt. I mean, and it is a great way to track things. Our iPad application has also got downloads from around the world. All the major players download our app. Listen, they might not come to the sale, but people are keeping an eye on us. I think it's too much of a good story to ignore, and I think we are a threat to many racing countries that haven't had to worry about us for a while, and so be it. So we just want to compete fairly and openly and in a free market, and then we're happy days.
Tom, social media, obviously you've just touched on it, is a huge part of the new age, as we call it.
Absolutely.
You guys, are you on the top of the technology?
We're getting better. Our Facebook page has got over 10,000 followers. We're extremely happy with the growth of our Facebook page. It's a great way to communicate. It's quick, it's easy, pictorial. We use Twitter. We're growing our Twitter database, and obviously our big social media platform really is our portal, our website. Our website we've done a lot of work on. It's very user friendly. It's got lots of information. And I really encourage people just to use that on a daily basis. We update our news and information, try to keep people up to speed. It's all about communication, and that's one thing I'm very focused on, is to make sure I communicate properly with our breeders and our buyers alike.
Thoroughbred Breeders Association, as a company, have never really had much opposition, but you do have opposition now. You have other sales companies that have sprung up. How are you finding the going? Are you still getting the support from your breeders and your loyal clients?
It's been an unbelievable period. I've been there nearly 2 years now, and we've pretty much turned our business around. We've from a massive loss to a significant profit, and that's through a lot of just improved support from breeders and buyers. We've got amazing loyal buyers that have bought horses from the TBA for decades, and they like that. They like the history. They like their lucky spot in the ring. You know how it goes, James.
Yeah, but they like them. They like to buy good horses.
Absolutely.
That's what everyone wants to do. And you guys seem to have a lot of good horses.
Absolutely. I mean, if you look at our Roll of Honour over the last season as an example, where we've had huge competition from CTS, our horses are performing on the racetrack, and that's what it exactly, the winning post, what it's all about. So, and that does boil down to the breeders supplying us with their top stock. And this year we had a fantastic national yearling sale, a world-beating 2-year-old sale, and our entries for national yearling sale for 2014 that are coming in are very exciting. Horses that we haven't had before for the last couple of years, and that's what it boils down to. The right horse will attract people like bees to honey.
That's what the industry is all about. We're all looking for the champion, and you guys have certainly bred a lot of champions in your life.
No, it's something that we're very proud of. but you can't rest on your laurels. And you know, we're trying hard as a business to market ourselves to both current and new clients. You know, it's a big part of the industry that we all need to club together to work out how we encourage people to get involved, because this is a tough game, James, as you know, and the economics don't really work for anyone. And you know, that's why it's so important that we market ourselves in a way that we encourage some new blood and money into the game. And it's coming. You know, we've got guys like Adrian van Vieren. He's been in, this will be his, he's been in a year come November. So we met Adrian for the first time. And you know, he's a great lover of the game, and he's part of the furniture already. And those are the kind of people that we're desperately trying to encourage to get into the sport of horse racing.
Well, all I can say is I think you're doing an absolutely wonderful job. Congratulations from us, and many more years of success. And a lot goes to your innovative ideas. Well done, Tom, and may the thoroughbred breeders grow from here onwards, and may you have a great ready-to-run sale. We're looking forward to all the updates.
Thanks, excellent, James. And just once again, please keep an eye on our website, tba.co. So we've got all the information you could possibly want, and any information that people can't find, please give us a call. You know, we're here to help.
We'll put up the numbers. We'll get everything there for those of you that are interested, and certainly even if you're not interested, make a move to the Gallops. You'll have a lovely lunch, that's for sure. And it's quite interesting to watch how well these guys prepare these horses to get out there and have them ready to run. From me, James Goodman, and the whole team here, we wish them well at the Thoroughbred Breeders Association.